Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Gabriel Show. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Gabe here with a third Yuki. Okay, I wasn't trying to mess that one up. Okay, Yumeko update. So I just had watched Yu-Gi-Oh just a minute ago. There, season three started season three with Wifey. So yeah, kind of was still on my mind there. The Mar the other open the Mario one, that one was a joke. Yeah, that was a joke. The Paisano thing, because every time I greet you guys here and everything before opening up a video, it kind of reminds me of the Mario Super Show and some jokes I've heard about it, where it'd be like, "Hey, paisanos," you know. So yeah, there. So that was that there. So anyway, getting into what we're talking about today. Um, if you haven't heard it in my multiverse video, be sure to check that out there about what I have to say about the multiverse and stuff like that. But if you hadn't seen it in that yet before watching this video, well, I had mentioned in that video, and I'm mentioning it here, that as of now, my rough draft for book number one of Yumeko is complete. So yep, it's a all complete. The only thing that needs to be done is to have it got to print it out so it can be proofread. Say a couple of people I know around here are gonna help me with that there, and then after it's proofread and the proofs are put in, all that, then I'm gonna be sending it off for publishing. Um, Now as for the publishing process, let y'all in on a little something. The previous books that I've had, like the like especially the books that I be announced about, what they say, as I should say now, like, share, subscribe, buy some of our available comic books, the comic books that are out, as well as also supporting us on Patreon. Also, shout out to EJ the Supreme. Oh, excuse me a second. EJ the Supreme! Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to EJ the Supreme and also Cleon Smith, this month's sponsor. So, yeah, definitely shout out to them. Make sure y'all also become Patreons as well, or sponsor the channel there. Either one, or hey, do both. We'll take that too. We take it both. You be a sponsor and a Patreon. Yeah, and this is so yeah. Now about, like I say, the books. Yeah, the comic books. Yeah, the comic books that I've mentioned to you guys about. Those were previously published on Amazon Kindle Direct, which actually used to be Create Space. Yeah, actually, used to when I first started getting published, it was called Create Space. Now, actually, Create Space was not the first publishing that I had went to, though. The first time I ever got published, this was way before the comic book. Because the comic books, I didn't start them till like 2017. Um, because at that point I had just gotten Photoshop and had used it on the last novel of Heroes of Dreams. The book series that I actually had, uh, that I was actually doing way before the comics, starting back in 2010. So yeah, back in 2010, the novels, but I had drawn pictures in there, and since I didn't have Photoshop, those pictures in my Heroes of Dream book were not only hand drawn but also hand colored with colored pencils and stuff. So yeah, I mean, now I'm not gonna say it was terrible. Not. I mean, yeah, it wasn't. Like I say, it wasn't like, oh boy, this is horrible. But compared to the stuff that I've done with the Photoshop, where it's still hand drawn but just colored in the computer, yes, the Photoshop definitely enhanced it a lot more. Look a lot more presentable and everything. So it just got better, It just got better. So like I say, when I first started, the first like I said novel I did, it was a publishing company called Outskirts. Yeah, Outskirts. Um, let's say I'm not sure exactly how I found them, but like I say, that was. But thing was they so their system which is kind of similar to what I'm gonna inform, what I'm about to tell you guys in just a second. I'm getting to that, uh, but um, but what I'm about to get to is similar to what I started off with Outskirts. Outskirts, let's just say I don't know the exact amount, but it was pretty high. It was a pretty high amount to get myself first published. um, just the first book published and everything, and they were supposed to have it, like in Barnes and Noble and also Books a Million. Yeah, we had a Books a Million back then here in Shreveport. I don't think Books a Million is still in business, at least physically. They may be online, but I don't think they're. Which I don't even know about the online because I hadn't really checked for them recently. But yeah, but they were a physical store back here in Shreveport. Uh, Actually, I think well, I think we think we had one in Shreveport here. But I do know for a fact we had one in Bossier, which is sort of the neighboring city to Shreveport. Yeah, it's not uh, about 20 or 15 minutes distance between Shreveport and Bossier. Because I know growing up, my grandparents, we used to take my mom and I sometime for the weekend, like, hey, we're just gonna go hang out in Bossier City, for a day, on Saturday. Sometimes my cousins be with us there and everything. We just we go to the mall or some of the shopping centers out there and stuff like that just to hang out. So yeah, they had one out there, and so it was supposed to be like books, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, Amazon, obviously. 'Cause I think they were around back then, and other online retailers. That was the thing. It was basically online retailers. I don't think they really sold physical copies in the store per se. This publishing company, and that was kind of an issue there, but especially for the amount of money they charged me. Again, like I said, it was really high. Um, so yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, how am I going to publish my next book? I got to have this much money just to publish each one. Um, so that's when, for my second book, I actually had the whole thing written out and everything. It's like Heroes of Dreams. Had second and third book already written out, and I was about to start the fourth book. Still trying to figure out how I was going to start to keep getting them published. And that's when one of my co-workers that I used to work with, um, and they worker told me about Create Space, and that was what he used to publish his books. Matter of fact, his books are Western books, which pretty good. I will say they're kind of adult. They're not kid books like mine though. They are good books. Don't worry, they're good. Especially if you're a Western fan, you would just heads up. They're kind of adult, but if you're a Western fan, yeah, definitely want to check them out. Yeah, Wanted Man, The Outlaw, and I think I know it was Wanted Man, Outlaw. I can't think of the other one there, but those two I do definitely know off the top of my head. Matthew uh, I can't pronounce his last name to save my but anyway, but yeah, if you look up Wanted Man and the Outlaw, yeah, like I say, his first name Matthew or Matt, or something we call him Matt, and last name start with a P. Yeah, you'll um, definitely check those out. But yeah, he told me about Create Space, so and I have been with them ever since. They did now like Outskirts, they did charge a fee, but it wasn't as high as Outskirts. Matter of fact, it was a really reasonable price. and I was able to immediately not only get my second book published, but also each book after that. As I finished each book, I was able to continue getting it, and make good off of the different books, for what for the resources I had. Yeah. Like I say, it did. Like I say, the book, selling the books, did okay. Starting off. But like I said, there's only so much that can be done when it's when you're trying to, because it's when you're trying to sell them yourself, self-publishing, and the only other thing you got is online, which means, yeah, you're pretty much having to put the word out on your book by word of mouth, and that, like I say, I know I talk a lot. Don't get me wrong, as Terry McGinnis say in Batman Beyond. Wait, Bruce, I like to talk too. Yeah, when he said in Return of the Joker. So yeah, so the thing, yeah, but it's even with a mouth like mine, yeah, it's not easy doing, keep it, trying to, inform it, especially, within this era. Then you got to consider, um, globally, because like I say, it's online, but I mean, you gotta, have it out there some kind of way for people online to see it. So yeah, but like I said, I kept going. Didn't have the resources like I got now, and also still trying to obtain even more, to really, improve from where I started. So thing is, yeah, got so after the Heroes of Dream series, 2017, got Photoshop. Started the comic books, Create Space at that point. Somewhere along that line became Amazon Kindle Direct, and was, kind of evolved its, services. So, that was that, and now we come to where I'm at now with, about to put out the first, Yumeko novel. Um, Also, that, I may have mentioned it before, but there was, let's see, because okay, I said I started the comics in 2017. 2020, as you all know, the whole COVID mask spread and all that. Everybody's stuck inside, and, if you go out, you have to wear a mask. So that did affect here, and especially with my books and stuff like that. Cause couldn't really do book signings or anything like that. Um, and during that time of the COVID, that's kind of when I mean, I was on YouTube before, like I am now, but that's really when I got on YouTube quite a bit there. That's what started, like, me doing, the reaction videos, and, like, having Brownie do his thing, because I call myself was trying to get more attention to the books, by, okay, well, let's have Brownie react to movies, like the way you have your content creators. They be doing movie reviews, and, now you got people reacting to different movies, a whole bunch of reactors now. uh, so yeah, I call myself was trying to use that as a way to get people's attention, to build a following, and then, you know just like I'm doing here, like, hey, check out my books and stuff like that. Because it was something I actually, of all you, I know this is gonna kind of sound unusual, but, YouTuber called Your Movie Sucks. Um, yeah, because I watch different kinds of YouTubers. Don't get me wrong. All different kinds there. Now some, I don't watch anymore, or I watch more than others. But yeah, I've went around to a lot of different YouTubers, seeing what they had and stuff like that. Your Movie Sucks, aka, Adam. He, one bit, one little thing he said that I sort of took note of was, when he started YouTube, he was actually, making his own music and stuff like that, but not a lot of people really knew about what he done. As him writing music and stuff. So he started, reviewing movies, in his own little way, as you guys probably see any of y'all that's watched this stuff. And that brought attention that built him a following, and he now he takes the following, I guess, and then got people informed about his music and stuff. So there, so that's kind of what I took on to sort of like, okay, if I okay, I'll just react to movies. Started reacting with Darkwing Duck and uh say started with Darkwing Duck episodes, and then a few movies after that, and then it kind of got more into more movies. Like yeah, we're gonna do this as a little side thing and get some attention and following, and then of course yeah, the kind of got more and more into the side thing of reacting. It started to become more predominant. Yeah, ended up having a co-writer and everything, wanting to make skits and stuff. Pretty much almost make me like, and yeah, kind of make me like what Nostalgia Critic, does on his show and everything. And yeah, it kind of really strayed away from the books. I mean, we were still mentioning about like buy our comic book stuff like that, but yeah, weren't even hardly working on the book because it was down. We was trying to make skits for the reactions and stuff like that. So yeah, it really went to a different direction, and also yeah, the reactions were kind of getting not too kid friendly because yeah, like I say, um, yeah, it was kind of not. I did kind of enjoy it in the look at when it was being done, and thought maybe this was what I needed to do. But yeah, like I say, sometimes we, yeah, I guess now I kind of see now how why sometimes like certain actors, they be in certain movies and then after the movie's done, everything they kind of regret that they were in the movie and stuff like that. But yet they did it. So I'm kind of seeing why. I'm kind of somewhat now. I say I don't know. I still wouldn't know the full story behind each one, but yeah, I kind of can see why that would be a thing. Okay, yeah. So sometimes we do in life we do some things that yeah might not be of our best interest, but we don't realize it until after we've done it sometimes. So, so anyway, yeah, so yeah, and so we came. So now, yeah, back on track. With first came back on track with doing more of the comics, and I think after like 21, yeah, 20 fall of 2021, got back with the comic with Bubblina, and then the new Yumeko book, and then come 2022, I think either 2022 or somewhere in 2023, that's when Photoshop gave out, and yeah, couldn't no longer do comic books. So now that's why we started writing novels. Yeah, I think actually 2023. Yeah, because yeah, that's when I started this new channel and everything. Miracle Universe, because had Miracle Comics, and then I had to come to Miracle Universe because I was all because as you guys know who followed me on Miracle Comics, I was also trying to do movie reviews and do our books on our own term. Yeah, so now it's just yeah, I'm all focused with the book, and yeah, still some other stuff on the channel, but yeah, more predominant with the books there. So yeah, so yep, so like I say, back to what I was saying, we got first Yumeko novel published. I mean, not. I'm getting ahead of myself. Uh, Completed, rough draft completed, proofread, and then it'll be published. So yeah, so we got that going. Um, as for the publishing this time around, since because it kind of feels because we're kind of starting off, it's almost like we're kind of starting over a little bit after what we've been previously with Amazon Kindle Direct. Because I want to get these books. I want to have these books out like where they can not only just be online. I'm not the online is good. Don't get because I know that's most everything is online now. Yet buying stuff. The grocery stores with the Instacart and all of that, and paying your bills and this and that, and that. Yeah, online is pretty much the new frontier. I get that. I'm not saying that they wouldn't be like that, but I just also, but I don't want that to be the only avenue, because um, like I say, like when I first started this, um, pretty much it was all online, and if it wasn't online, I was having to try to sell them myself. Have try by word of mouth and stuff like that, and book signings. So like I said, we can still do that, but I want to also, evolve, where go do a little bit more than what I've done before with books and stuff like that. Especially like I say, especially after with the fact hadn't really even been in the book marketing for a while. Like I say, I was on that hiatus of from 2020 to I'll just say 2 years, because like I say 2021, I got back into writing the books and had, with the comics, and then now started over with a new thing of novels. So yeah, it's pretty much like starting over. Um, what what I'm looking into, and I gotta get more information on this, so that way I can have an idea of who to go to and what to expect out of it, what I need for it, and stuff like that. There's a lot of new publishing site. Well, maybe I guess they might not be so new, some of them, but I've seen a lot of them, especially advertised on Facebook. They got Barnes and Noble. You could publish there, and I know that would be a big help. Like I say again, got to get information on it. Like to say, when you get ready to sign something, make sure you read it before you sign it, Fred Flintstone. So they and more than likely I probably have to look up the site itself, because the way it's set up on Facebook, they just put it out there like, hey, just for instance, 399 for publishing your book, $399 for publishing your first book here at Barnes and Noble. Uh, late, more details in there's a comment below for more details, and then they automatically would start telling to you in Messenger. But see, I was like, I want, I want to be, even if I can't, um, which I probably could, because like I said, we got a Barnes and Noble here. So yeah, two things. Yeah, I either go to Barnes and Noble and get information, or if that's not possible, at least I could contact y'all via here, and like, oh, okay, so what's your rates and everything? Well, Mr. Johnson, we have okay, this we have this, and if you get this plan, we got this and this. Okay, so now if I get that plan, now what all the benefits would I have? Well, Mr. Johnson, we have this. So yeah, yeah, I want to make sure you get all those details, and then and obviously get some records of that. Make sure you got something in right. Like, okay, so you got this, and this. Yeah, make sure you got and make sure to read that fine print. Yeah, on any of them there. So yeah, make sure I get gotta make so I can make sure I choose the best publishing site where I can get not only my books online, but also get physical copies in bookstores like Barnes and Noble, especially here locally, and and even possibly other areas where there are Barnes and Nobles, as well as other bookstores. So that way, you got the option of Hey, you got online shoppers and you got people that, well, I don't want to get, I want to actually put my hand on it and stuff there. So you got both ways. Yeah. So Stan Lee said once that he prefers to put his hands on the book. Excelsior! God rest his soul. Oh, so yep. So that's what I'm trying to look into. Get it like that. Because and another advantage of having the option where you could actually go into the store like Barnes and Noble is with us having one here in Shreveport, we could it'd be a lot easier to do book signings. Yes, because they do have book signings, but only if your book is in the store. So that could really help out with that benefit. So yeah, that's excuse me, that's another reason to try to get that to work out there. So yeah, so it's different things I'll be looking into for that. To get new ways of getting it published. Kind of an evolution in publishing. So also one of the things, a few other things I want to share with you now. Obviously, I know some of y'all are probably like, okay, are you gonna give us an update of the last of your book like you did in the first two? When you was telling us about them being in that grocery store and then all these skeletons and zombies after them and sweet little Hiko and Naomi and his big papa and granny. So yeah, no, I'm not now because like I say, that's I don't want to don't want to give too much away on the end on the last part of the novel. Um, but one thing I will fill you guys in on this video is what this novel is setting up for the future and what will a few other books that I have planned to come after it. Um, as you know, as I've may have mentioned before, Christina is still writing her first Bubblina book. So yeah, she's still working on that for Bubblina novel, which is pretty much going to be um, pretty much information coming from her comics that she has started. Had like 5 Bubblina comics before Photoshop gave out, and I only had 2 Yumeko books. So yeah, as well as also Star Striker and all the others. so with with lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah. So what back with your Miyako, what's being set up? This big universe of different things I've imagined and dreamed and all that, and kind of going as Martin Luther King say in that Our Friend Martin, uh, time traveler through my life. Is that one of the new television shows or something? So, although I do hope to get that as a anime series on TV. Hey, so one like the chapter that I wrote in there, he goes to Papa and Granny, based off of my Big Papa and Granny, of course, which actually was something that sort of just came to me as I was writing the book. Uh, it's actually setting up the second book where they will, um, yeah, Hiko and his Hiko Brownie and a few of their new friends will have to save Big Papa and Granny out of a dragon's den, which was kind of based off of when I was playing Mario Brothers and was in the Dragon's Den of Warp Zone 8 and Imagine Grand Big Papa in Super Mario's place trying to drive through the Dragon's Den. So there's going to be that for the second book. For the third book, originally, the third book was going to go right away into character named Julie, which she will be featured in book number 2 to assist Hiko and Brownie them with finding Granny Big Papa. Um, and then originally book 3 was going to be a focus story on Julie, along with her brother and also her brother Tim and a friend of theirs named Melina. All these characters created by Casey, of course. Also, Naomi was created by Casey, and another character Casey has in this that'll be coming up soon. So yeah, so the third book originally was gonna be Julie, Tim, and Melina dealing with this organization called the Kappa Clan, which was which they have a personal stake with there. But that's going to be moved to book four. Book three instead is going to be an Ultra Cat origin, because there's sort of a setup for that book a little bit. In the chapter Hiko and Naomi in the first book, where Hiko was sort of rambling about Ultra Cat a little bit of Ultra Cat's origin when they found an Ultra Cat action figure, and so book three will pretty much be like, okay, Ultra Cat was, comes to Urban, and then like his first adventure on his probably his first little face off, sort of like pretty much a reference to Superman, kind of possibly a little Man of Steel there, just saying little references there, and so there would be that, and it would actually, it would be that, sort of, and you'll probably be hearing about the other IT comic characters. IT stand for Imagine That. Pretty much Yumeko's version of DC Comics there. So you'll be hearing about some of the other characters that Hiko mentioned, sort of named, him and Samuel name dropped, like Ultra Cat, Food Cat and Food Bear, Thor the Thunder Rabbit, Aqua Pig, and the Alpha Guardians. Yeah, you'll be hearing about them and a few other characters there. Not like back to back all at once, because you gotta, because we still, you still gotta follow, Hiko and Brownie and their friends as well as also, when Julie comes into the scene, and also other characters that will be coming much later as well. Yeah, it's pretty big. Like I think I mentioned before, it's pretty much kind of puts me in the mind of 2017 DuckTales expanded universe. Um, so yeah, it'll kind of be going back and forth, with different things, but it will be following a cohesive, not storyline as well as timeline. So yeah, it will be a, so yeah, well, yeah, it won't be like it won't be like something like SpongeBob where they don't really have a strong continuity. They mention things, but not a strong continuity. Not saying anything against SpongeBob though. I enjoy SpongeBob, but of course it's one of those shows that doesn't really follow continuity, which obviously it's because it's pretty much like Looney Tunes and Animaniacs, so just kind of fun humor, not don't really have to try to connect like oh my, but in the but oh it ain't the origin of SpongeBob and all that, or not, or like the MCU where they try to keep the cohesive narrative as best as they can. Well, first Iron Man, and then there was the Hulk, and then the Iron Man 2, and the Thor, and the Captain America, and the Avengers, and all that. and I, so yeah, so like I say, Yumeko will definitely keep, as they say, a continuity, um, as it goes along, from book to book. Um, I tell you, there was one thing I actually thought of before I came to the idea of Yumeko. Um, One of the ideas I once had, sort of because of like the MCU and stuff. I think like, okay, well, why don't I just do like, okay, here's a Star Striker one, then we have Hiko and Brownie one, or this one, and then like then all of a sudden Dream League book and all that, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot better to do it this way, all in one series, because then, especially for you guys as the readers, that's gonna be getting these books, a lot easier to keep up with. It's a lot easier to keep up with one series uh, as it goes along, then trying to, okay, I got to get the Star Striker book, I got to get the Hiko book, I got to get the Jubilee book, I got to get the Brownie book. Yeah, like with the now I mean that's now MCU, that act I mean it's a lot to keep up with at this point, but it still kind of works because like I say, um, they unlike a TV series, they can't it's being produced at the speed of movies there. Of course they got mini series out there too, but still it's only so much, especially when they first started, uh, they were putting out like one or two at a time there. So obviously, yeah, they could do that. Yeah, because you had time to familiarize yourself with one movie before the next movie came out. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be definitely keeping a continuity with Yumeko. And like I say, second book they're gonna have to rescue Grain Big Papa. Ultra Cat story for book 3. Book 4, Julie and Tim and Melina be dealing with the Kappa clan. Book 5, I'm not sure. Well, I put it this way, I'm not sure exactly what will how and what will come, but I do have in mind what stories will come after. It's just a matter of as I go along, the order of how they will come, especially in keeping up with the characters as well as the timeline. And so timeline as well as also the continuity. So playing stories I probably mentioned in a much earlier video. It's definitely going to be one of Hiko um, running into his two cousins that live in Houston, and them dealing um, with an insect invasion. Um, Probably with some evil insects. Yeah, not saying all insects are bad, but evil group of insects. Um, of course, Brownie and his friends with a robotic crab invasion there, and also meeting Emily's brother. Yep, Emily, who was mentioned in book 1, has a twin brother. Um, then of course, probably Star Striker's rebirth. Where Samuel dons as Star Striker for the very first time, and saves of course his Lois Lane, Angela. And then of course, school start back. The Dino Magicians be introduced. It'd be another story of Julie, Tim, and Melina meeting up with the other character I mentioned that Casey came up with for this series, Julius. Working that in somehow, a story on that. Um, like I say, more Dino Magicians, Star Striker, and some other things. Yep. So yeah, yep. But like I say, you will know as it goes along. But yeah, I do kind of have things in mind. Just all the matter of how they'll be presented. A lot of it will be based with characters, timeline, and continuity, as well as the stories that are how the stories are written around all those elements there. So yep. So that's what we got. That's what we got going on. Like I say, Yumeko one is now gonna be proofread so it can be published. And also, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but they definitely looking forward to having a really good Christmas this year. Hope you guys are ready for Christmas and everything. I know I know a lot of the stuff I put out so far. I haven't really had much of any Christmas related videos there. I do apologize about that. What's going on here, but we are in the Christmas jive. Don't get to say it. Yeah, we are into that. We're in Christmas jive and everything. There's one video that's up on the channel, the mistletoe song where I dubbed Zac Efron's face on Justin Bieber. That actually was a video from a long time ago. Well, not too long ago. Back 2020. Yeah, when I was doing brownie reactions, that was one of the random videos I did when I first was also at the same time playing with the reface thing to put people's bases on, in different videos for fun and stuff like that. When I first started doing that. Um, so yeah, that was. So yeah, I had that going. Yeah, and a lot of people commented on that video. It was like, who is like, what is going on here? What? it was it was kind of funny though. Some of the comments on it there, but I mean, it got a lot of attention when it was posted on my old channel back then. Zac Efron is on Justin Bieber. So yep. So I guess that counts a little bit there as a Christmas. Anyway, under the mistletoe. So yep, that's it for this video. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Buy some of our comic books, as well as also support us on Patreon, like EJ the Supreme. Yep, do like my boy EJ and get on that Patreon. Be a pleasure, like it. Do support us like he doing. Or sponsor us like Keon Smith this month, or do like both of them, Patreon and sponsor. We're not picky. We definitely would appreciate doing both. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. So yeah, do all of that there, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all later, Price Outdoors. Oh, y'all.